Hi all, my name is Roger Phillips and I'm the Benefit Realisation Manager for the Radical Simplification and Automation Programme in Vodafone UK. Vodafone UK at the moment are undergoing a huge transformation from being a network-based telecom focused on providing telecom communications to its customers, pivoting all the way to being a technology company so that we can serve and connect our customers better in the future. My role within that transformation and being on the leadership team is to ensure that the benefits of all the activity is captured so that we can identify the impact of the transformation and really learn from our experiences, increasing the efficiencies of our deliveries going forward, whether they're delivered in an agile or a waterfall methodology. What I wanted to cover today was just a brief overview of why we're using Shibumi, what we're trying to achieve by using it, certain little bits of functionality that we found really beneficial to its rollout, and also how we're accelerating that rollout program across other operating companies across the Vodafone Group network. The transformation program itself was set up 18 months ago, and since then we've had a team of 30 of us in the UK being involved in delivering or starting around about 100 transformation opportunities across all areas of the business. We've started activity in the technology function, within IT, within networks, within business and consumer facing products, but also really importantly in customer operations as well. Think of that as the call centers. Tracking the benefits and governing all of this activity would have been impossible using traditional methods, methods such as spreadsheets, minuted meetings, back corridor conversations. It just wouldn't have been able to do. But what we've done by using Shibumi is we've transformed the way that Vodafone operates. And Vodafone itself now is moving from being a dark and murky place to get things done to a really quick, agile, and a much better place to deliver new technology into. Shibumi has been instrumental in this change and this approach towards digital transformation, and that's because the use case for Shibumi is really clear and really simple and easy to distill into two main factors. We use Shibumi for governance. It's an excellent governance tool and it's been designed to replicate exactly how we want our deliveries to happen within the business within a simple flow. And secondly, we use it as a business benefit tracking tool. Now, ultimately, Shibumi is just an application, but by being specific with the holistic business benefits that we want Shibumi to capture at various stages within delivery, it's really driving a mindset change across the operating company, and all our delivery agents, be it the Scrum Masters or project managers, are orientating now towards deliveries that are focused on realizing benefits rather than delivering certain technology with unknown impacts on the business. And that's a real fundamental change that Shibumi is on the forefront of driving. By delivering against those two simple and clear goals, I find that Shibumi is critical to the success of both the UK transformation program, but also the global program, because it's a fundamental part of what we package as transformation methodology. We package the benefit realization framework and the approach towards benefits, the best-in-class governance methodology that we've developed, and Shibumi, and those three things consolidated together give you an out-of-the-box solution towards how you approach transformation, whether you be in the UK or in our operating companies around the world, whether in New Zealand, South Africa, Egypt, and so on. Shibumi has had two releases in Vodafone. The first release was really focused on getting the governance aligned into the templates within Shibumi. So we really focused on making sure that methodology was really captured and the right level of data was mandatory fielded in each of the templates at the right stages. We launched that after around about 2 to 3 sprints working with Robin and Mike, and then we waited 2 to 3 months and captured all the feedback from the user group community, the Scrum Masters and the business process architects who input all that information. And from there, the second release really focused on making Shibumi as easy as possible to use. We really worked on the user interface, be it the color, be it the workflow, be it the way that we're capturing the information, and adding user help tips and guides on every page. And that really transformed the user experience. And it went from a clunky piece of operating tool to a really well-loved application, one that people could see the benefits of, and one that really saved people time. I'd recommend that as a rollout process. It worked very well, and now we get great feedback from first-time users and established users within our community. What I wanted to focus on was just recommend a couple of bits of the functionality that we've built in, particularly in Release 2, that's really sort of really sped up the adoption of Shibumi and really increased the NPS that we get from our user group. The first one is focused all around approvals. So at different stages within Shibumi, different approvals are required according to our governance methodology. So what Shibumi does for us is by making the roles and responsibility of all our stakeholders in our deliveries really clear, it means that Shibumi automatically send notifications to these people at the right time, and it saves time in the Scrum Masters chasing to get those approvals. It saves time in waiting for meetings with these attendees at the, which can take weeks to organise, and it means that those approvers can nip into Shibumi, review the data that they've been asked to approve, and approve it quicker. This really improves it and increases our delivery cadence, and we find it saves a lot of time there. It also means that we don't miss approvals. So in the old way, it was often the case that we'd just carry on to the next stage of delivery without having the right approvals at the right time, just because there was nothing fundamentally stopping you. Here, in Shibumi now, you can't move forward without those approvals, so it means there's much stronger, stricter controls, but also less effort involved in getting those controls. That's a win-win. Shibumi is also configurable for different sized and different types of delivery. If you're running a small quick win piece of activity, well then you can elect into that, and it means that you're going to get less approvals and less governance, and it's going to be quicker to deliver. When you're doing a wide multifunctional piece of automation activity across many lines of business, then you're going to need more approvals, and it's going to be slightly slower in governance, because that's the right thing to do, because it means that the users will accept the technology when it's launched. And so therefore, we've got more approvals at that stage. But either way, Shibumi can cope with many different types of delivery. That's also really important because we don't just do automation, we do elimination activity, which is often a much quicker, much straightforward benefit tracking approach versus automation, which often requires more and more benefits to be captured post-delivery. The second one is the functionality that we built in is the benefit capture. We really prescribe in the templates at the right time versus the governance exactly when benefits should be both notified, planned for, forecasted, and then actualized within the tool. And that's great. That's really good because it means you don't need a central PMO to guide and steer and help people. It means that Shibumi is a self-learning tool, and because the next action is always really clear, the Scrum Master knows when they have to focus on benefits or capturing details of the delivery. By making it really simple and clear in stage 2, that means that the Scrum Master is super happy and it saves them time. We also leverage the presentation functionality within Shibumi. In the old world of delivering things, Scrum Masters often spent a lot of time putting together PowerPoints, pulling together Excel charts and things like this so that senior leaders could review and understand the benefits and really sort of drill in and question. By standardizing that approach in the presentation function, that's got benefits both on the Scrum Master side, because they don't only have to do that rework, that planning, that review, all that activity, but it also means that the senior stakeholders that have to approve at various stages have those documents to hand in the same format every time, delivered to their inbox. There's no time spent scratching their head understanding what the Scrum Master's done. All the input benefit details are there, standardized, ready to go. Previously, we think that the time spent in delivery was around about 72 hours per individual project. The reason for that is as I say, the time to waiting for meetings, time in meetings with people, review time beforehand, all the time spent making sure the document was accurate to be reviewed. We think that that's gone down to around about a quarter of that now. If you multiply that saving across all of the 100 different opportunities that we've done in just this 18 months, then that saving to the business is absolutely huge. And it also, by having those documents stored and saved in Shibumi, it means that there's no ambiguity about it. It's really clear and simple. So it's another example where Shibumi is a win-win. Saves us time, makes it easier for us. The fourth and final real sort of piece of functionality that we've leveraged from Shibumi makes my life easier. So I sit within the PMO, effectively within the transformation team, and my role is to present the benefits. So I consolidate the benefits across all of the different pieces of activity, and doing that on a spreadsheet where we didn't have one source of the truth, where people had different approaches to capturing time saved and KPIs and operational benefits, as well as those financial benefits, would have been a ridiculous concept, as in it would have taken too long and it would have cost the business a lot to track those benefits. By really leveraging the charts and the roll-ups and the consolidation of the benefits and using metrics within Shibumi, we've really found that that has sped up the game. That's something we really want to focus on release 3 as well. So if we've had release 1 was doing the governance, release 2 was really focusing on the user interface, release 3 we really want to look at being able to push the boundaries of the technology that Shibumi can report those benefits and tabulate and make them simple and quick to disseminate to our stakeholder community. Those are the 4 bits of functionality that I really want to focus on. Now, where we are within our transformation program is, because the UK has shown such good results in its 18 months, we are now packaging up all the behaviours and the tools that the UK have and rolling that out across all our other operating companies in different markets. We needed a plan to accelerate this rollout, and so with that, and with regards to Shibumi, we've got a clear framework in which we're looking to really lean on Shibumi and make sure that that is, again, one of the core principles of all these operating companies when they do transformation activity. It's really important for us that each individual market that adopts Shibumi has a clear SPOC, special person of interest, who owns Shibumi. So we're ensuring that everyone has a benefit realization manager in each team. And that's really important because then they can provide feedback and they can train the people within the markets. We've also got a real clear sort of user guide, both for day-to-day users such as Scrum Masters and business process architects, but also the approvers as well. So that's really important, and it makes it really clear and easy for people to use. It's a real page-by-page click here next document, and that's really useful and been accepted very well. And then the final thing that I think personally is the most important thing is building a community around Shibumi. It's a new way of doing business. Previously, PMOs were very reliant on spreadsheets. So we need to ensure and handhold all the different users around the globe to make sure that they are involved and they're at the forefront of using Shibumi in a standard and consistent way across all the different markets. We're going to have a monthly session to provide feedback and user tips and new technology to make sure that everyone is engaged and is supportive of using Shibumi for all their transformation activity. That's been really important in the UK. In the UK, we've held user communities, and the Scrum Masters have found it really important to be engaged and share ideas of how they use the tool to make sure they're getting the most from it. So there we have it. We've covered what Vodafone are doing. We've covered what we're trying to achieve in Vodafone in terms of by using Shibumi. We've looked at some of the functionality that we've rolled out, and we've also sort of covered how we're accelerating that rollout across the wider exciting new frontier of different markets across the world. So if you've got any questions about the Vodafone instance of Shibumi, let me know. But otherwise, I'll be available for contact after the meeting.